Thank you for visiting West Coast Auto Enthusiast. Today we're featuring a 2017 BMW M2. It's a 13,000 mile car. It's got a clean title, clean Carfax car. It's had a $64,000 build. On top of that, it's got a dine-in one-stage tune. It's got a $1,000 upgraded steering wheel and a remote control for the M exhaust. Super clean. Our customer bought it, sourced it out of, I think, in the Midwest maybe, and just looking for a smaller payment, so we sourced him in 2017 super nice A4. So if you're not familiar with the M2, they replaced the 1 Series. They didn't make a lot of 1Ms. They have made a lot of M2s. They 16, 17, and 18 is the standard. Well, that was the introductory, and then they turned them to a competition in 19. A lot of people don't like the competition, as rumor has it, so they'd rather have the 16, 17, or 18. Cosmetically, this car is in perfect condition, doesn't need a thing. A $64,000 build is a massive MSRP on the M2. That's $13,000 worth of equipment. M Performance exhaust, the carbon fiber rear diffuser, 2 of those items, and then the carbon fiber tips. Then it's got carbon fiber and Alcantara interior trim. So there's the original steering wheel. With the upgraded steering wheel, you do not have a heated steering wheel. The original factory does come with it. If you put the steering wheel back on, it would be heated. The one that he replaced it with or upgraded it to does not have a heated steering wheel. Cosmetically, like I said, this car is clean. We didn't do a thing to it. As a matter of fact, I did not even, we just washed and vacuumed this car. It was so clean when it came in. So comfort access, it's got executive package on it, so automatic high beams. It's got all the gear you would want on it. It's got front and rear park assist. It has, no, that's not correct. It's got a backup camera. It does not have front, because if it did, you'd see dimples on it, which it does not have. So the paint's super clean. So it's a slick top, if you're not familiar with those, so no sunroof. If you're buying anything that's typically performance oriented, the lack of sunroof is a good thing. So there's your interior trim. So you have Alcantara inserts, you have contrast blue stitching, you have carbon fiber interior trim with Alcantara. That's a package. I've got Harman Kardon stereo. Again, there's your sport seat, blue stitching, just Dakota leather. The back seat's in perfect condition. I'm sure any of the M2s you're going to look at are going to be clean. They don't get used a lot. As I mentioned, we've got rubber mats in this, and we've got carpets in the back. I do have 2 master keys, and we have the books. So one of the fun things about this is this car, when it starts, I mean, yeah, the exhaust is quite the sound, so I'm going to do that real quick. That doesn't sound bad. So let me roll the window up. So this is the remote control. This changes your setting in your exhaust. Depending, it's got a switch, and then actually around the perimeter it'll tell you what it does. And that will tone down in a minute. Just good for you, maybe not for the neighbors. There's your passenger side door, passenger side seat. All super clean. So M Performance, that's Alcantara insert. That's an upgrade. Everything else super clean. So this is a steering wheel quite a bit thicker than the stock. You have a paddle shift, you have a downshift and an upshift on the right. Just a much nicer steering wheel for as far as grabbing. So this section here, this middle section is Alcantara, and then you have leather up here. 13,832 miles. Down here's your safety. So you've got driving assistant, lane change. It's got DCT, so that's, I think it's a $3,000 upgraded transmission. DCT stands for dual clutch transmission. This is your iDrive, carbon fiber trim again, sport mode with Sport Plus. Everything else is pretty straightforward, nothing of a surprise. Dual auto climate control, programmable buttons for anything that you want to program them for. Your iDrive display up here, so if you put this thing in reverse, you're going to see your backup camera. With grids, navigation, so there's your map, media is here. So it does have wireless charging, does have Wi-Fi hotspot, satellite radio. It's got a hard drive so you can store music in it. It will stream audio. You've got USB and aux inputs. Here's your Bluetooth. So that's nice. Navigation went through, connected. So you've got BMW apps, BMW messaging, manage mobile devices, my vehicle. So your iDrive, I mean, just all your settings and stuff, technology, driving, owner's manual. So they do have a digital owner's manual. You can search by pictures and you just scroll through these things and then select an area. I mean, it's nice just so you don't have to go through the paper stuff. That's been around for a while, just so you know. And then vehicle status is a service thing. On the M2, they still give you all kinds of service stuff. They've eliminated a lot of these things because they were getting such erratic brake pad readings. It seemed like a lot of them, for some reason, would read 3,200 miles. So those are new rear brakes and new front brakes. So it just shows you the service is current. It doesn't need anything. It's super clean. I've got the books in here. Multi-function steering wheel, volume control on the right, voice activation, Bluetooth. Over here is cruise stuff. If your heated steering wheel, if it was active, is a button down here that would illuminate. It won't work right now. The BCS for onboard computer, so when you hit that, that's going to change your display on the front. And then this is a universal automatic headlight, or automatic high beams, which is nice. So if you turn your headlights into the automatic position, which they're in now, and then you hit that, it will give an indication. It's not going to work now because my headlights won't go on because it's illuminated in the, or that's not right. It is, there we go. I'm sorry, that's what was incorrect. So there you go. Anywhere you see that on a German or European car, that means you've got automatic high beams. And then to turn that off, you just hit this button at the bottom. So you're in automatic headlights, and then automatic high beams is that. And that is a super nice feature once you get used to it. As you're driving, like we drive to the coast and there's no lights along the road, and so every time you hit an oncoming car, you have to turn your headlights to the low beam, and that will do it automatically by a light sensor in front of the car. So, as I mentioned, slick top, you have home link, so you have 3 buttons programmable for security gates and garage door openers. Those are up here. I mean, everything else is pretty straightforward. Super, super nice car, really clean. It's been very well taken care of. And it looks like these are here to stay. So they were built from 16 to 22, and then in looks like 2023 they've got a facelift. Or not a facelift, I'm sorry, it's going to be a redesign. So we like the 16s, 17s, and 18s, the non-competition. Super clean car. If you have questions or would like additional information, please feel free to contact us, and we can be reached at 503-227-2354. And thank you for visiting West Coast Auto Enthusiast.